bright and beautiful, the sun rises in New Kuchinguru IDP camp behind Games Village, Abuja. It is one of the few internally displaced persons camps accommodating victims of insurgency from northeastern Nigeria here in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. The school bell rings, calling children to resume school. It's time for learning, it says. And from their makeshift tarpaulin wooden or zinc homes, they all scramble to the school premises. Each finding their way to the classroom, ready for business of the day.
We have instruments for measuring length, we have instruments for measuring height, and we are going to see what.
The name of the school is IDP Sharing Prosperity School, providing education to the young displaced children. From the same temporary shanty homes, where poverty is evident and visible, comes 23-year-old Mary Ibrahim. She is a secondary school certificate holder who teaches in the IDP Sharing Prosperity Primary School.
I came from Borno State, Goza local government. The reason why we come here is because of the crisis. That's why we are here.
Ẹ̀kọ́ ní ìpìlẹ̀ ìdàgbàsókè gbogbo àwùjọ. Ipò wo ni àwọn alákòóso FCT gbé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ sí gan? Èló ni owó tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ fún nínú ètò ìṣúná? Báwo ni wọ́n ṣe ná owó tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ fún? Kí ni ìgbéléwọ̀n àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́, olùkọ́ni àti àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè tí àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga wa ń pèsè gan? Fún àwọn ìdáhùn lóríṣiríṣi, darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò Leaves and Worms, ètò akọ́nilọ́gbọ́n àti ìlanilọ́yẹ tí yóò máa wáyé sí ojú ìwòran yín ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ móhùnmáwòrán AD4 TV Radio, Wọlé Ṣóyínká Center for Investigative Journalism pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn MacArthur Foundation ló ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀. Ẹ má pàdánù rẹ̀ o.
She is also a victim of insurgency who went through difficulties and several challenges to complete her secondary education.
I finished my JSS. Before I come here, I joined my secondary school SS1 for a year. I finished my secondary school in Kefi. Yes, I sponsored myself to Nasarawa for transport of 500 from here to Mararba. I used to pay 300. From Mararba to Kefi, 200.
After that, she could not go any further, hence her passion to help other young displaced children like her.
I want to help the children so that the way people help me to go for school, that's why I volunteer myself to teach the children to get more knowledge from me.
Mary has no formal training whatsoever to become a teacher. Sheer interest and passion are the motivations keeping her here.
For you to say that the affairs of the IDP is mostly being taken care of by international organizations, it means that our government is not doing enough. There's no two ways about that. And it will be important for the government to do more. And like I said earlier, the people handling this education of these children at the IDP are volunteers, most of them. And since they are volunteer, you don't expect to have top quality teachers there. They are people who feels, okay, I have extra time, let me go and help. It's just like you have a free software and the premium version. Are they always the same? Now these children are going to get poor quality education. How competitive will they be in the society in the future? That is the long run impact staring us all in the face there. And when they are unable to complete, what happens? Some of them will turn to the wrong side.
As I finished my secondary school, I came here to ask for the volunteer teaching. I come to meet a headmaster. I say I want to teach in the school. He accepted me. That's why I started teaching kindergarten.
Everyone who works should smile back home at the end of the week or month. There's a saying that every laborer deserves his wages. However, this is not the case for Mary and most other teachers here. They do not earn a salary or pay at the end of their work week or month.
We are just doing for God's sake. Anything that we get, we say thank God for the. As now, if nobody is paying us, we have volunteered for ourselves to be teaching the children, and we no care for the money that is coming to us. Just we believe for God. That is the reason that we are teaching for the children.
The head teacher of the school is also a displaced person, moved by passion to render assistance. The school, he says, came to existence through a philanthropic organization, as it is often the case with schools for IDPs in Abuja. They depend solely on goodwill to acquire education for their children.
We are from the IDPs, and we know the challenges of insecurity, and we know the problems that insecurity causes on the community, on our life. That is the first thing that comes into our idea, to see that, oh, we need to do something before any other person. When we established this one, we flag up a campaign in 2019 that 1 hour is better in the life of the children. That is how we get volunteers outside and in the camp, that they are willing to give or educate these children or pupils in the school. In 2019, we have about 8 volunteer teachers who are regular volunteers, and we have some couple of 5 volunteers that are coming outside, that they will come and deliver their lesson and go back. From there, we flag up a campaign, 1 hour is better in the life of the, 15 naira can keep a child in school. The first people who buy into that idea is the Pathfinder International organization who buy into the idea, and we have 172 pupils for that term, and we have 272. They pay 172,000 naira monthly, and this money does not go to the teachers alone. It goes to the school maintenance, feeding program for the school, and also to give the teachers a stipend. In 2019, for 5 months, the teachers were on salary of 10,000 naira. Then they stopped because they have promised to do it for 5 months. And when the project has stopped, the teachers go back to total volunteering.
Primary education here is free and funded by philanthropists, charity organizations, or NGOs.
This school is basically exists by some of the philanthropists, some of NGOs. Like they see that the need of education is very high in this country, and I'm calling on government personally. He has to come down to the aid of these people, because if you are fighting insecurity, you have to fight the illiteracy. Illiteracy is the bedrock of insecurity, and if these children grown up with this condition without giving them a proper education, without giving them a care, they will become hoodlums in the community, of which what we are not praying for, but we need to take action before they grown up.
This surely calls for concern and raises critical questions about how someone who is expected to lay the foundation for Nigeria's future leaders should be left to do without any encouragement or motivation by the government that is supposed to provide basic amenities for its citizens.
We asked them to help us with the curriculum. They did not come. We go ahead to Education Resource Center We purchase the curriculum from there or for the FCT. And after all, we still go ahead. We affiliate with government school, LEA Lokogoma, because we can't operate on our own. We say, okay, we need someone who will be supervising our work. From there, we go to them, we affiliate with them. When our children are up to the like primary year 6, they will go to that school and write their common entrance. All the question paper is coming down from there. That is what we have been doing. Because as I said, we know why we established the school. Why we established the school is to give the solid background. And we can't teach what is not in the curriculum. We can't teach what we have, but we must get the appropriate thing that the children need to learn, whether they are in the camp or they are not in the camp. Because these children, it is not privilege for them to be in school. It is their right, and it is their due right to be in school.
How can the likes of Mary Ibrahim impart knowledge and skills to these children to face future challenges when she herself is a victim of the same circumstances?
Number what? How many balls there? How many balls there?
There is no way you can compare what is free and what you have paid for. One is definitely going to be better. When it is a paid job, the level of scrutiny for the teachers and the qualities that they have will be different. But when you are looking for volunteer, you cannot be too strict. Anybody that can teach ABCD can go there, whether he understands the psychology and the sociology of education, it doesn't matter. So you see, the quality cannot be compared with that of a regular school because, of course, as you see from the environment, it's not conducive. The people who are doing the job are volunteering.
Ilimi shine ginshikin ci gaban kowace irin al'umma. Wane irin kima ne hukumar gudanarwa na birnin tarayya ta baiwa ilimi? Kasafin nawa ne aka ware wa bangaren ilimi? Ta yaya ake amfani da waɗannan kuɗaɗen da aka ware wa ilimi? Menene matsayin ingancin malamai da ɗalibai da waɗanda suka kammala manyan makarantu da kuma su kansu makarantun da ake gudanar da harkokin koyo da koyarwa? Domin samun amsoshi, kasance tare da Leaves and Worms a cikin shirin baje koli da faɗakarwa wanda ake gabatarwa a kowane mako a tashar AD4 TV Radio, wanda cibiyar Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism tare da haɗin gwiwar gidauniyar MacArthur Foundation suka ɗauki nauyi. A kasance tare da shirin.
For the education of a child to be qualitative and efficient, stakeholders believe the teacher must be inspired and well motivated to give his or her best.
If not by God's grace, maybe you will find this school closed before you're coming. Because last 2 weeks we have been, even the teachers are agitating, let's sit at home, let's close. As I told you that no any teacher has that, what I'm putting to, like say, okay, at the end of this month I will get 5,000 naira. None of them. You can ask all of my teachers except the NYSC corpus, the 2 NYSC corpus, and that the teacher that is being employed by another NGO. But all the volunteer teachers, nobody has a guarantee that at the end of this month, October, they are going to get something for them. And it's bring the huge challenge. Everybody has its own problem. And we have, not all of them, they are IDPs. We have people from the communities. And they need to at least cater for their children. They need to find something for their families. And now nothing is coming in. To the extent, I have many challenges. Oh, I will not be coming, or I will go and find firewood. And you have to allow them to go, because this firewood, they are using it to sell so that they will get food, put food on their table. That is the truth of the matter. When we started with the numbers of 3 teachers. Now we are about 13 pupils, staffs. Now, the rest of 10, they will not work without anything. If I can work, even from the 3, the truth of the matter, from the 3 we started, constantly, I think we are 2. Some of them like, oh, I need to find something for my family. I need to go and do this. I need to go to the farm. That is the problem. But I'm calling on people, please let us intervene to see how we can raise funds, how to pay the teachers. We are pleading and we are requesting from anyone who has Nigerian at heart, who has these children at heart, who has these teachers at heart, to come into aid of the teachers. Normally, NGOs, philanthropists will come, I want to celebrate, I want to do this with the children, I want to give children this, I want to give children back, I want to share books for them. What about the teachers? Everybody less care about the teachers. And if the teachers are not in school, the children also will not be in school. But believe you me, people care about the children and forget the teachers. Sometimes they will come here, even they are giving snacks and they will not give the teachers any snack, but they will give the children. The children will feed, like they will eat, they learn, but the teachers are hungry. And it is quite challenging.
AD4 TV Radio, supported by the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism and the MacArthur Foundation, in trying to unearth the level of corruption in the education sector, discovered that there has never been any form of intervention by the government or education authorities for internally displaced persons living right under the coverage of the FCT, where the headquarters of leadership in Nigeria is based.
The FCTA, the federal government, the UBEB, purposely for this school, nothing has been done. And I did not receive anything. And I'm the first person who started as the head teacher. I'm the one who registered the children, 85 pupils who started with them. And up to now, I did not receive anything from them. Maybe it is on the way, but not on ground. I don't see anything.
Number what? How many balls there here? How many balls there here?
Even the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, upon whom the welfare of these people should rely, is aloof.
Education is key, and that is the greatest investment the government and your parents can give you.
I think the governments are supposed to be responsible for the education of children. More so, speaking about the IDPs, you are saying these are people that are internally displaced people. So whatever structure that is needed to actually make them as close as possible to having a sense of belonging, in the society, is very, very important, and education is very, very key for them. So the government, as well as making sure that the IDP camps are there, provision of schools, educations for them, for the little children, is very key, and the government is supposed to be responsible for that.
How many dresses there here? Let's count them like this. Let's count the dresses. 1, 2, 3. How many? 3. How many?
The question is, if the likes of Mary and her head teacher had not volunteered to teach these young displaced children, what would have been their fate?
It is principally, the responsibility of the federal government to ensure that the right of every child is protected, because the shortcoming arising from insecurity, it's quietly the responsibility of the federal government. As such, they created the problem in which these IDPs children have found themselves in resettlement camps. So they are supposed to midwife all that it takes to educate these children from primary school to the tertiary level. The federal government has failed in the area of provision of security, which gave birth to the IDPs.
what we are only doing is that we are just harboring criminals, and we are just harboring people that will in turn be a menace to the society. We are just creating an environment to nurse them to a very, very bad state, because tomorrow the society will feel the impact. A child that is not schooled, a child that is not educated, don't expect anything from that. It's not the child's fault, because he was not given the proper education. And the only means that they will know at the end of the day to be for livelihood will be probably to turn to crime and other things, because they don't know any other options. But because education provides that platform for you to know that you have different very legitimate options to livelihood, but when that is not there, and I think we see it all around.
These children, they are out of place, out of their homes, victims of terrorism, and then they are taken into a whole place for them to be taken care of. At the end of the day, government just pay little or no attention to them. They end up being a problem to the society. Thereby, you see a child just walking on the street, a little boy of under 14, under 13, smoking, causing crime, like causing fights here and there. And then these things bringing the society down, making us to have a level of high crime in the nation.
ọmụmụ bụ isi mbido mmepe n'ala ọbụla. Olee ọkwa ndị ọchịchị Federal Capital Territory Nigeria yọrọ ọmụmụ? Olee ihe nkwado a na-enye ya? Kedu otu esi iji nkwado niile ahụ eme ihe? Ụdị ndị nkụzi ole, ụmụ akwụkwọ na ndị gụchara n'akwụkwọ ka ha na-atụpụta n'ebe ọmụmụ ala anyị? Iji nweta nwanye ọsịsa ajụjụ ndị a, soronye anyị n'emume Leaves and Worms, ebe a na-akọwapụta ma kọwamie ihe n'izuụka ọbụla na mgbakọ ndị AD4 TV Radio nke onye ọkammụta Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism ma nwekwa nkwado ndị otu MacArthur Foundation. Ohere a agafekwala gị.
If at the end of the year nobody shows up to help Mary and her co-teachers a stipend, will they continue to render these services free of charge, considering the times are difficult and inflation is high?
The federal government claims to be paying billions of naira in social welfare. I see no reason why these volunteer teachers should not be paid. After all, they are playing the role the government is supposed to be playing. I urge the federal government and all other tiers of government that these volunteer teachers are just out to offer a helping hand. So why can't they extend that social security to these volunteer teachers who have spared their time, having earned the certificate qualified to teach these children? They should be captured under the so-called social welfare scheme. If the government cannot afford their salary, they should have a stipend that they should go home because they have families to cater to. So they should be provided such funds that it will take care of their own immediate needs.
AD4 TV Radio awaits answers.